on board. We've got an instrumental flight plan to Berlin, Echo Delta Bravo, and we are ready to copy.
Scooter 233, very good day, sir, to you, cleared to Berlin S5 to runway 29er, low 7 door departure, climb 6,000 feet initially, squawk 4100 and information Alpha is correct.
Runway 29er, is Quack 4100, Scooter 233.
Scooter 233, back correct, QNH 1022, pushback and engine start approved, facing east, corporate taxi.
Hey guys, welcome back to the flight deck. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are. We are in Warsaw, Poland, and on this flight we are flying the A320 over to Manchester, England. This is the latest stable build of the fly-by-wire mod 5.2. So we will see how it works and see what's happening with it. It's not a bad day. Broken clouds. The clouds are starting to clear up a little bit. So we should have a good flight. Winds are light out of the west. We are on IVEO, live ATC. We do have Poland approach, or Warsaw approach currently up here in Poland, and that's about it. So we'll be contacting them when we're ready to do that. But for now, let's get him on board and start prepping the aircraft. All right. So as per usual, the ground crew have pulled the aircraft over and got her ready for us. So let's do our pre-start checklist. So parking brake is on. Chocks have been removed. Ground power unit is connected. Thrust levers are at idle. Engine switches are at cutoff. Batteries are on, generator switches are both on, and external power is connected. So we'll go up, get the adheres aligning, and we'll do the lights. So the flight's about 2 hours 25 minutes. It's about roughly 3 hours gate to gate, including taxi obviously at both ends. And it's fairly busy in the world with traffic, so should be pretty good. There's a few inbound flights, and there's a couple airplanes on the ground here getting ready to go, so it should be pretty good. We'll get the McDo turned up, and as per normal, one click on the bottom floodlights for each, and we will do the overhead, which we always seem to forget. Alright, so the nav lights are on, panel lights are on, landing gear lever is checked down, flaps are retracted, spoilers are retracted, fuel quantity is checked, that is correct. We'll get the signs on. And cabin crew, you can start boarding when you're ready. So we're going to get the oxygen supply going. We'll get some heat going. It's not that warm out. We are in Warsaw in January, so it's going to be fairly cold out. Alright, people are coming on board. So while the adheres are aligning, we can start getting ourselves set up. So let's head down to the McDo, and we'll start that. So we're going to link our flight plan over from the ops center. There we go. So EPWA, that's Warsaw. EGCC, that is Manchester. EGBB, our alternate, is I believe that's Birmingham. Flight number is LOT 885. Cost index of 25. Flight level today is 38,000 feet, and ground temperature can't be put in. So we're going to go over and enter in our data. We're not that bad weight-wise. We got 126 passengers, I believe. So center of gravity is 26.4. Zero fuel weight is 55.6. Block fuel should be 7.9, 7.9, that's all correct. So it should do its calculations, and our headwind component, or our trip component, is a headwind of 23 knots. So slight headwind on the way there. Alright. So that is all looking good. We'll now go over here to the AOC menu. We're going to get our weather. I'll send that message out. There we go. There's our performance stuff is all set. That's good. Alright, so we go to our performance page. I still haven't found a good calculator for flex temp for the Neo. So we're going to do a toga takeoff. Transition altitude today. If I look at the departure, it's 6,500 feet. It'll be a flaps 1, elevator 0. So it's 130 on the V1, 131 on the rotation speed, and a climb out of 135. That is all good. And we'll go look at the flight plan quickly. So we're basically going to be heading westward. We're going to climb out, get onto the route west out of Poland, over Germany, then we start going slightly northwest up over Amsterdam, or the Netherlands, sorry, out over the North Sea, and then that's the North Sea, over into England, and then we'll do the approach into Manchester. So pretty straightforward route today. Nothing too major to worry about. And we have no maximum restrictions on the departure, and no real speed restrictions we have to worry about either. So that is good there. Alright, so we can go back to our performance. So we've got our company message, the weather is back, so we'll go back into the menu and get our weather. Alright, so here's the weather at 14:30 Zeus, that's 40 minutes ago. Winds are 280 at 6 knots. We're going to be using runway 29er. It shouldn't be an issue. Says there's mist. That's what the BR means. Didn't see any. There may be a very faint mist. Overcast 300 feet. We saw the clouds that were going through. It seems to be clearing slightly though. And the QNH should be 1022. And yeah, it's going to stay cloudy. Over Manchester right now, it's a slight wind out of the west. 700-foot broken clouds, overcast at 1,700 feet and 5 degrees. So extremely cloudy over there as well at the moment. So we're going to, I didn't write that down. We'll go back into the menu. Get the weather again. And it was 1022. So 1022 on the altimeter, and we'll set the standby. There we go. So everything is going fine. Well, it looks like the back door is open for the catering truck. I think I heard another jet out there. Well, there's another lot flight beside us. So there's a few aircraft starting to come in. In fact, if I go over and take a look at the airport, there's now a couple different outbound flights. There's 4 outbound flights and 6 inbound at the moment, although they're at various distances. The first one to land should be in about 10 minutes. Oh, so we're getting down on the alignment, so I'm going to get the APU up and running. I think we're ready to get a hold of ATC and get our clearance. So let me pull that up. Got to remember to start that. And let's see what I get. Warsaw approach, good evening. Polot 885 on the ground at Warsaw, looking for a clearance to Manchester. Not getting anything.
On behalf of the cabin crew, I'd like to welcome you aboard our flight. As you find your seat, be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. If you have trouble finding a location for any of your carry-on items, please use the flight attendant call button over your seat and somebody will...
So that was him activating the mic, but was getting no voice coming through.
...to other passengers. Please double-check
All
that all your items are
today
away so that
Yoke,
entirely
walk 4104, flight to Manchester, low C 7 Golf, runway 29er, initial climb 6,000 feet, information outside, log 885, radio check.
Scooter 233, my friend from Scooter 255 will restart the program and see if it works.
Okay, I do see, I'm waiting for him, asking at this time for log 885, so do you hear me?
Yeah, Warsaw approach, I can make you out, but you're kind of muffled. I got runway 29er and an altitude of 6,000 feet. Did not get the squawk. I've filed for the low C7G departure, but I didn't catch anything other than what I already said. Oh, sorry.
Lost 885, no problem, you get the loss. Anyway, squawk is 4104, 4104, current information outbound, request radio check.
Roger, squawk 4104, and I'll check the ATIS.
Lost 885, feedback correct.
Scooter 233, ready for taxi.
Scooter 223, taxi via Mike, Oscar, Alpha, and Romeo, hold short, runway 29, number.
Taxiing by Mike, Oscar, Alpha, Romeo to the holding point of the runway 29, the 233.
So it looks like we're departing on runway 29, but they are arriving on runway 33. Transition altitude's fine. Rudder confirm maintenance information alpha.
Ryanair 9039 with me.
Alright. So, that is all set.
Scooter 225, ready to check.
Scooter 225, read you 5 by 5.
And everybody is still coming on board. And it'll be 4104. So we will set that. And we are good. So we're good on our departure. The LOLS7G. And of course the QNH is 1022. So I got all the information I need there. Company Airbus or airplane beside us. Let's take a look and see how they're doing in the back. I'll just pull that up. There we go. See, everybody is getting on board. Not bad. I'd say we're about 2/3 loaded. So they're going Mike Echo Romeo on the taxi. So if I look at that, I'm going to have to get this out of the way. But you can see everyone's coming on board, so we are getting there. You down. So Mike. Echo Romeo. Alright, so Mike is the first taxiway behind us. And then Echo leads us down towards the runway. Alright, I got that now. Alright, they're speaking Polish on the text. It's not what they should be doing, but it is what they are doing. So we got a Ryanair flight inbound. That's the one who's typing there. So there's some interesting developments coming with the fly-by-wire mod. They are working on their own flight system. They've been adding in some other functionality that they have in the system. I still have not figured out. When did I start? Oh, I should start it. I still have not figured out how to do a RNAV properly. Really gonna have to watch a tutorial on it, because it's just not working for me, and I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if it's the way the sim is, or the sim is set up with some of the approaches without the correct altitudes. I don't know. Usually when I get them, the weather's been pretty good, so I've been able to visually fly them, but we'll see what's what as we go along. Alright, so we're getting close. Everything should be done outside. Yeah, bags are on, catering's done. So we're just waiting for the final people to get on board.
233 already in the holding point for the 229er.
Qatar 223, runway 29er, clear for takeoff, wind 280 degrees, 5 knots. Please next time follow Romeo intersection, which is the one that you just passed at the right hand side. It was called November now.
Sorry sir, 223 clear for the takeoff now.
Alright, looks like the APU is online. And we're almost loaded, so let's let the ground guys know.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We will be ready shortly.
Okay, I will hold.
So transponder is set and is on standby. Emergency lights are armed.
Scooter 225 ready check.
The FMC is
225, radio
set.
Scooter 225, 5 out of 5, we are on the holding point, Romeo.
Departure briefing is done.
Scooter 225, behind departing aircraft, Scooter Company, Boeing 738.
We're ready to go.
Line up at wake, runway 29er behind.
Alright, everybody is on board.
Line up behind the traffic of Scooter 225.
Okay, so we'll sign for the load sheet and close the door. Jetway is moving away. And we
Good
are
afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 885.
ready to
Service
taxi.
Manchester. Our flight time will be roughly 2 hours and 19 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, secure doors for departure.
Warsaw approach slot 885, ready for push and start.
Okay, that's fine. QNH1022, push and start approved.
Push and start approved, lot 885. Alright.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
Pushing back.
Alright, so fuel pumps are coming on. APU bleed is on. They're hooking up downstairs, getting everything ready. And external power is off. We're going to be going tail left out to taxiway Mike, which, like I said, there's 2 taxiways behind us.
Airborne, let's go to 223.
It is the first one that we'll come to.
223, correction, 233, scope mode check.
You're clear behind. You can start your engines at your discretion.
Climb flight level 220, direct load.
Oop, that's not the one I want. That's the one I want. And everything's on, so we'll hit engine number 1.
220, I understand direct load speed. 223.
Yes, correct.
Proszę Państwa, przedstawimy teraz Państwu zasady bezpieczeństwa i wyposażenie awaryjne naszego samolotu. Bagaż podręczny prosimy umieścić w schowkach nad głowami lub pod poprzedzającym fotelem. Proszę zachować ostrożność podczas otwierania półek, gdyż znajdujące się tam przedmioty mogą wypaść. Prosimy o sprawdzenie, czy pasy bezpieczeństwa są prawidłowo zapięte. Prosimy również o zamknięcie stolików i ustawienie oparć foteli w pozycji pionowej. Jeżeli ciśnienie w kabinie gwałtownie spadnie, maski tlenowe wypadną automatycznie nad Państwa głowami. Należy wówczas chwycić najbliższą maskę, pociągnąć do siebie, zakryć nią usta i nos. Pasażerowie podróżujący z dziećmi zakładają maskę najpierw sobie, a następnie dziecku. Kamizelka ratunkowa umieszczona jest w kieszeni pod fotelem.
Pushback complete.
W razie potrzeby należy kamizelkę wyjąć z opakowania, włożyć przez głowę,
Roger.
a następnie owinąć ją w koniec taśmy
The
wokół
equipment is
pasa
clear. We
i
will see you
umieścić
on the left
końcówkę
side
w
with a pin.
uchwycie.
Thanks, and you can disconnect and
Zacisnąć
go to hand
taśmę
signals.
tak,
Thanks.
aby
Have a
kamizelka
good
przylegała
flight.
do
See you
ciała.
later.
Kamizelkę należy
Starting
napełnić
engine number
przez
2.
silne pociągnięcie za 2 czerwone uchwyty, stojąc w progu drzwi lub na skrzydle, po opuszczeniu samolotu przez okno. Jeśli kamizelka nie napełni się prawidłowo, należy ją dopełnić, wdmuchując powietrze przez gumowe zawory. Samolot wyposażony jest w wyjścia awaryjne przez drzwi w przedniej i tylnej części samolotu oraz przez okna w środkowej części kabiny.
There goes one
Proszę
of the
zapamiętać
aircraft.
ich lokalizację i zwrócić uwagę, że najbliższe wyjście może znajdować się za Państwa plecami.
And again, all the aircraft you're going to see are flown by real people.
Wszystkie wyjścia wyposażone są w nadmuchiwane trapy. Trapy przy drzwiach mogą być odczepione i służyć jako tratwy ratunkowe. W sytuacji awaryjnej system oświetlenia podłogi pozwoli odnaleźć drogę do wyjścia. Prosimy również zapoznać się z instrukcją bezpieczeństwa, która znajduje
Good
się w
start on
kieszeni
engine
fotela.
number 2.
Informujemy, że na pokładzie samolotu obowiązuje
bleeds are off,
bezwzględny
engine
zakaz palenia,
starter
a w toaletach
normal.
zainstalowane są czujniki reagujące na dym.
So,
Podczas całego lotu obowiązuje zakaz używania telefonów
probe heats
komórkowych,
on,
które
heading
mogą
indicators
zakłócać pracę
and
komputerów
altimeters set
układowych.
and cross-checked. Standby
Inne
instruments are
przenośne
set.
urządzenia elektroniczne muszą
Radios
być
and
wyłączone
avionics.
zawsze, gdy włączona jest sygnalizacja "zapiąć pasy".
Set. Autopilot 6,000 feet on the
Dziękujemy za uwagę.
FMC is set.
Życzymy Państwu miłego lotu.
Flight directors are on. Auto brake set to max. Flaps are set. Elevator trim is set. Flight controls. Full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, full left, full right, and neutral. It's taxi light on. Oop, forgot the beacon light. We'll put on our turn-offs. Logo is on. Kill the dome light. And that comes off as well. Take this down and get rid of that. Warsaw approach lot 885, ready to taxi.
Cabin is ready.
A5 taxi hold short, Romeo runway 29 via Mike Echo and Romeo number 1. Line up runway 29. Report.
Taxi Mike Echo Romeo to 29er, line up and wait, lot 885. Okay. So we're going to taxi down, get on the runway, and then call for takeoff clearance, unless he gives it to us before we get there. We may have an inbound aircraft, which is why they're having us wait. Because it does seem to be that they're using 29er for departure and 33 for arrivals. And there was an aircraft inbound. Alright, so we'll arm the ground spoilers, do our config test, and dig in the cabin. And we will endeavor to stay on the taxi line. Just getting everything set up here. So there's no other aircraft or controllers in the area except for the approach that I'm talking to. So we're going to be going to Unicom after that. So that's 122.8. So this is Echo going to our left here.
Scooter 233, leaving by airspace short, no further ATC available at our flight information region. Thanks very much for outbound from Honeycomb. Have a nice flight. Goodbye.
Switching to Unicom to Student Malay. Thank you very much for your control. I hope to see you soon. Scooter 233, pass.
What?
Alright, we're almost here.
Warsaw approach, cześć. Lot 51 Echo, Linvi, descending 190.
Lot 51 Echo,
So, get the lights all on. And we'll get
Broken, strasznie was przerywa.
transponder on.
Lot 51 Echo.
51 Echo, squawk 6055 radio.
There we go. Yep, good thing we're going on Romeo because they've got a barrier up here.
The correction 6055 Lot 51 Echo.
Lot 885, Celsius wind.
So cabin is ready.
6 knots, runway 29, clear for take.
Clear for takeoff, runway 29er, pull out 885. So we're coming on to 29.
Echo radar contact, maintain present.
So he's given us clearance to go.
Approach, descent level 200.
So we're just going to roll out here.
Maintain present heading, expect ILS 33 and descent 200, Lot 51 Echo.
And we are good to go. So engine spooled. About 35, 5 degrees down, and toga for takeoff.
Lot 51 Echo, proceed direct Whiskey Alpha 53 for descent.
It's 100 knots.
181.022, high speed approved, number 1.
Descent
V1
7000,
rotate.
direct Whiskey Alpha 53 for QNH 1012, high speed approved, number 1 for landing, Lot 51 Echo.
10 degree nose up, gear up.
Scooter 225, leaving by airspace, no further ATC available. Unicom 122.8, thanks, bye-bye.
Switching to Unicom 122.8, thank you, Scooter 225.
Lot 885, radar contact 1100 feet, climb flight level 220.
Flight level 220, lot 885. Go to climb mode. There we go. And flaps coming up. And we got icing. And we're now going to turn on to our
Lot 885, proceed direct Lolsey, unrestricted.
direct Losi, lot 885. Alright, we begin with direct to. So we'll go direct to Losi. Let's try to get her a little bit under control here. The new fly-by-wire system is going to be so much better. Alright, so we're through there. We can go to standard pressure. heading direct to Losi. The aircraft ahead of us are both going to Berlin, so they're not going to be an issue for us. It's nice they've separated out the
Gentlemen, we have now passed
controls again.
One echo descent, 3,600
Also a reminder that seatbelt fasten throughout the duration of the flight and do not form a line near the left.
Descent 3000 feet, ILS 33 report established, low 5 on X.
For Wi-Fi, you will be required to pay a small fee. We do offer complimentary in-flight TV thanks to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi to find out more information.
So we're going to push down slightly, get our speed up. And hopefully get that rear bar to come up so that we're not diving when I turn on the autopilot. There we go. It's gonna dive, I know it. Yep. It's a right royal pain, that is. So we're going to continue our climb. He's going to kick us out shortly, and then we'll be on our own. Currently Manchester Tower is up, and the only other one at the moment we have to deal with is Amsterdam Center when we get there, which won't be for a little while.
Hello, Sprinter 702, you send us in 46.
Sprinter 702, yes, I send squawk 3107.
Beautiful sunset ahead of us.
Squawk 3107. Roger, lower, Sprint Air 706, flight over 9, inbound to Lille.
Sprinter 706, good day, sir, to you. Squawk 3106.
3103, Sprint Air 706.
3106, 6 LPM.
3106, Sprint Air.
Sprinter 702, radar contact, flight level 170.
$18,000 feet. Oh, should have had the lights off earlier, but that's fine. You can come off, you'll come off, you'll go off. We're not going to need the de-icing. We'll just kind of settle into the cruise, or the climb to cruise.
Sprinter 702, you can see Honeycomb frequency 122, that's my line.
Honeycomb 22, SMS.
I'm going to get the, have to get the next dev version of the mod.
885, Honeycomb 122, is line.
22.8 for lot 885. Have a good evening. Goodbye. So over to Untitled we go. And we are going up to 380. So we're on our own now. So we'll continue our climb. is looking pretty good. I get the feeling that Europe once again is overcast the entire way across the continent. But that's fine. So I'm also doing a little test here on fuel burns. I know the models are different than what it should be in real life. So I've recorded a bunch of numbers from SimBrief fuel predictions, what the sim is actually loaded with, and what we should end up with when we arrive. That's what I wanted to check now. If I look here at the flight plan, it should say when we get to Manchester, we should have 3.0. SimBrief said we should have 1.9. So it'll be interesting to see. There's a little bit of a difference there. What we actually have when we land. But coming up in a couple weeks is the big update for the UK. The train enhancements, the custom buildings, a few more airports. I think they're putting in 2. Birmingham, I think, was one, and there's another one I can't remember. And a lot of custom buildings to be populated by the autogen. So hopefully it'll give it a little bit more of a feel for what Britain actually looks like. So speaking of custom stuff, the airport we were at, although you couldn't see a lot of it as it was dark, was a custom Warsaw airport downloaded from flightsim.to. And I'll put when the video is finished, I'll go back into the descriptions and put links in for these. So it's freeware, and it improves the airport, and it does do an improvement. It does look good. Obviously, we're flying in Europe in the winter. It's going to be dark a lot. The airport we're going to is Manchester, and that is again a custom airport. Not free. You do have to pay for it, although I think it was 15 euros or $15. I can't remember. Not a lot. And the work that's going into it is absolutely amazing. The guy that's creating it is very engaged with the community. And coming up on the channel shortly, there's going to be a little showcase video showing you the airport. But for this one, it's going to show it landing at night and seeing all the lights, because they look way better than the default airport. So it's going to be really cool to see that. Obviously, when we get there. We've been in and out of Manchester a number of times. I've been using his mod for a bit, but it's really getting good. So I want to give it an extra shout out. It's Mako Simulations, I think, is the guy that's doing it. And again, I'll put a link to that in the description below when we're done, and you can see if you're interested, you can grab it. So because of the live ATC, I can't wander too far. So we'll just have to keep an eye on things. I'm going to go off mic, but I will be here in the chat if anyone wants to chat or anything. And I'm going to be testing out some Streamlabs stuff in the chat. So if you see a bunch of stuff appearing, that's me just testing it out. Anyway. We will catch up with you when we're over England and into our descent. And you'll probably hear me if we hit ATC as well. See you in a bit.
cardio burns fat, right? No. Cardio actually burns calories, usually in the form of carbs in the bloodstream that are then replaced with the very next meal that you eat and stored as more fat. This is why when you even eat low-calorie foods or run for an hour a day, it seems like you get softer, but you don't actually lose any weight.
There is a simple way to completely transform your physique, like, say, Hugh Jackman did for the Wolverine movie. Hugh isn't the only one to get shredded seemingly overnight. Chris Pratt went from the chubby, lovable Andy on Parks and Rec to the cover of Men's Fitness, sporting a killer set of abs. Christian Bale starved himself to skin and bone for a role just weeks before rapidly bulking up and building himself into Batman. So, how did these guys do it? It's gotta be steroids or designer foods that the rest of us don't have access to, right? Actually, no. The truth is that Hollywood's elite actors can get ripped while adding 12, 15, even 20 pounds of muscle in just a few weeks because they follow a long forgotten and suppressed by the fitness industry secret that was used for generations of bodybuilders and athletes before steroids were even invented.
So according to studies, there's one food that can raise your overall testosterone levels by 52% and overall sexual health by 78%. Can you guess what it is? I'm gonna say probably not, because until a couple of years ago, I had never heard of this food. It's got a super weird name, but what's cool is that you can literally start eating this one food today to reclaim your masculinity, to get higher energy levels, raise your libido again, start burning fat again, start building real muscle again, and actually start feeling good. If you take a testosterone supplement to raise your testosterone levels, nothing's gonna happen. Why? Because there's another hormone in your body that completely destroys testosterone, and there's 4 common foods that you're probably eating right now that are doing that exact thing, causing you to feel low energy and fatigue, low libido, increased fat gain, you can't put on any muscle, and so all these things are just happening from eating foods that you can easily cut out of your diet. And when I did this, because I tried it for 30 days, my results have gone through the roof. And so I made a free video presentation to show you what these 4 foods are, and also to show you 4 foods that you can eat instead of these so that you can really start feeling good and looking a lot better. So if you want to check it out, hit that link below while you still can.
France Society, good up to Sierra departure, flight level 060, squawk 1000. Air France 53 Lima Hotel, did you copy?
Can you repeat the departure, please?
Sure. Departure, good up to Sierra, Kilo Uniform Delta Alpha Delta to Sierra.
Okay, departure could up to Sierra, squawk 1000, initial climb 060, Air France 53 Lima Hotel.
Air France 35 Lima Hotel, 53 Lima Hotel, repack.
Amsterdam Radar Terra Fly 110, we cannot use Sierra Papa Yankee after RTIP, please told us the next waypoint after RTIP.
Terra Fly 110, roger, then in that case, from present position, fly heading 255, you have 62 miles to go.
Now heading 255 Terra Fly 110. Seabird 349 vacating Victor 2 out of runway 18 right.
Seabird 349, hello, continue taxi 5 Victor to Whiskey 5, and there is a new tower coming online any minute, I will get back to you with a transfer time.
Sure thing, Victor to Whiskey 5, 349.
So 349, the tower is now online again, so contact the new controller 119.23, bye.
Okay, goodbye.
Air France 53 Lima Hotel, ben ready for push to start, contact the tower 119.23, bye bye.
Contact tower 119 of decimal 230 Air France 53 Lima Hotel, thank you.
Scandinavian 6103, descent flight level 70.
Descent flight level 70, Scandinavian 610.
Terra Fly 110, descent flight level 50.
Descent flight level 50, Terra Fly 110.
Mission Airway 667 on frequency.
Yes, on frequency, go ahead.
Mission Airway 667, good evening. Proceed direct to RTIP, expect runway 18 right, after RTIP, Sierra Papa Yankee, descent level 70.
Sorry, can you repeat? This was way too fast for me.
Yeah, we'll do departure, no problem. Mission Airway 667, compressor position direct RTIP, Alpha Romeo Tango India Papa.
Yes, direct RTIP, yes.
Mission Airway 667, descent, flight level 70, expect vectors ILS 18 right.
Direct RTIP descent, flight level 7000. Expect vectors runway 18 right, München Airway 667.
So we got ATC back up.
349er, I am on frequency.
Beaver 349er, roger. Tower should be online, confirm.
I am not on tower.
This is Anton radar. Try again, please. So first switch to Unicom, then to Schiphol Tower 119.23.
Amsterdam radar, this is lot 885 with you, flight level 380.
Lot 885, hello, we have radar contact, proceed direct to Ravelo.
Roger, direct to Ravelo, lot 885. This is going to cut a little bit off our course. Not much. but it is going to even out things a little bit for us. We're turning about 25 miles early.
Terra Fly 110, descend to 2,000 feet, slow descent, you still have 40 miles to go, and the QNH at Schiphol is 1022.
Still have the sun setting.
2,000 feet, QNH 1022.
There, it's been a beautiful orange glow on the horizon for the flight.
Slower, Terra Fly 110.
Yeah, it's basically up to you, but just do what you prefer.
And we have London's control is up as well.
67 after ARTIP, direct Sierra Papa Yankee.
And funny enough, Manchester ground.
After ARTIP, direct Sierra Papa Yankee, München Airways 667.
So we're not doing bad. Our expected arrival is in 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Scandinavian 6103 after Schiphol, direct Sierra Papa Yankee. After Schiphol, direct Sierra Papa Yankee.
And everything is good. Destination data, let's get that while we're here. We'll send a weather request. And we'll get an update. It'll send us both, but we only need the one. Get the wing rocking back. Yeah, a little bit. It's not too bad. So you can see we're coming up. We're over the Netherlands right now.
Amsterdam radar, I have Sierra Papa Lima, München Airways 667.
So let's see what we got here. So, what do we got? We got winds at 200 at 4 degrees. Vertical visibility, yeah, not great. Overcast at 1,000 feet. Temperature is 05 and 1022 is the QNH, and it's predicted to lift. Okay, so the clouds are going to be getting slightly higher as time goes on. So what was that? That was 1022, which is what we're set for there. That's fine. And we will now go in and enter the information for our approach. So 1022, temperature of 5 degrees, and the winds are
6103, speed 220.
200 at 4. So
220 Scandinavian 6103.
transition altitude is set by ATC, but it's usually 6,000 feet.
Terra Fly 110, report speed.
Speed 250 knots.
Okay, that's fine. Scandinavian 6103, descend to 3,000 feet, QNH 1022.
680 will be our minimum descent altitude.
Scandinavian 6103.
Which shouldn't be an issue, which the cloud should be at least 500 or 600 feet above us at that point. So that's all set. And unless we hear differently, we're still doing the RNAV, runway 23. We might end up on the ILS 423 right. We will see. Alright, so I just came in range and I checked the ATIS. So they are using 23 right. So we're going to go amend the data here. So the transition altitude is 5,000 feet. Winds are 200 at 4, that's fine. 1022 is fine. And the rest of the weather is fine, but they're using 23 right. Alright. So let's go into the flight plan. We'll
6103, turn left heading.
enter that in now.
Left heading
So it'll be the ILS 23 right. And we're coming in on the Rosu 1F.
Fly 110, left turn heading 245.
Left heading 245, fly 110.
And we
Lot
are
885, direct go left, Golf, Oscar, Lima, Echo, Sierra.
let me just set that in.
Lot 885, did you copy?
Just to confirm, that was Golf Oscar Lima Echo Sierra for 85.
That's correct, sir. If you're able, please proceed direct.
I'm able, thank you very much. Lot 85.
Much.
So that's good. So he's given us a really good. So we're going to see, we're going to cut a little bit more off of the route here. So this is basically going to take us right out over the North Sea, which is fantastic. And now, back to the flight plan, which of course I was right in the middle of doing. I do not want to be doing the MCT overflight, which is not part of the arrival. However, I don't know if I can get it out of there. So if I go no via and insert, let's see what it does to the plan. Where are you going? Hotbed. No. Get back going over there. It's alright, direct goals. So you go back onto that. Now you have lost the plan. Oh, I see what it's done.
3, speed 210, right heading 090.
Yeah, we're heading down the star, so it's gone and butchered it. Okay.
Speed 210, right heading 090.
So what does this mean? Well, we're going to have to kind of do this manually. Which is a little annoying.
Fly 110, left heading 225, clear ILS 18 right, keep the speed to the 10 until established, please.
Radio speed 210, left heading 225 and cleared ILS 18 right and report established. Fly
So if we go back to the flight plan.
Scandinavian 6103, descent to 2000.
Pole, Bernie, Rosen,
Descent to
diesel, yeah, MTC. We're going to skip that, and we should be able to direct ourselves around. So we are not doing that. So I'm going to have to bring up the change in runway. Not doing the overflight. Hopefully. We'll see. Okay, Amsterdam is to the right of us. And we are now coming up for the coast of the North Sea. So as I said, we have London radar, or London control is the next center. And then...
Right, good evening, KLM 77 Charlie, passing 3,200 for 60 on the RM20.
KLM 77 Charlie, goedendag. Climb flight level 230.
The Manchester ground is the only other thing up
Climb
right now.
230, KLM 77 Charlie.
Navy 6103, speed is yours, turn right heading 130. Turn right heading 130 and speed line. 6103.
All right. So as you can see on the map, we are just about to head out over the water. And about halfway over to the coast of England, we will be switched over to London.
You are 7 miles behind the heavy average return. Clear for ALS 18 right, Scandi 6103 and behind 1 aircraft.
So London's fairly busy. I can count 5 planes in the air.
Flight 110, contact tower quickly, 119.23, bye-bye.
11 planes
119.23, Terra Flight 110.
currently in the air in the London control area. There's 3 airports active up on ATC: Gatwick, Heathrow, and is that Stansted? Yeah, Stansted. So London itself is a busy area. But it's been a nice flight, fairly quiet. Weather's not an issue. The orange sky has kept us company. The passengers are fairly happy, 83% satisfied. Flight crew are working in the cabin. So we're basically sitting here getting ready to start our descent.
Assalamu good evening, F1 Flight Hotel with you. Departure CUDA 201.
F1 Flight Lima Hotel, hello. Flight level 290, direct Woody.
Climb 290, direct Woody, F1 Flight Lima Hotel.
Candy 6103, contact Schiphol Tower, 119. Goodbye. Contact tower, Candy 6103, thank you. Bye bye. Schiphol Tower, Candy 6103, landing on runway 18 right. Establish ILS.
He's on the wrong channel.
Candy 6103, this is still Amsterdam radar.
Amsterdam, good evening sir, FedEx 038 with you, flight level 370.
FedEx 038, bonjour, scope 1000.
Scope 1000, FedEx 038.
FedEx 038, we have radar contact, direct Danox, Delta Echo November Oscar X-2.
Direct Danox, FedEx 038.
So the frequency we're going to be switching to is 132.605. So by goals, on the Rosun 1F, they want us to be around flight level 170. But we're under ATC control, so they're going to direct us down. When we get to Rosun itself, we should be at 7,000. There's a 737 going in there now.
Lot 885, contact London 132.605, goodbye.
32605 for lot 883, good day. So that's our switch over.
KLM 77 Charlie, confirm inbound of Sierra November.
Bit 273, expect runway 27 left, proceed on the Foxtrot 1 hotel arrival, descent level 250. Roxo 1 hotel arrival for 27 left, down to 250, 273.
London Control, lot 885 with you, flight level 380.
Lot 885, hello, expect runway 23 right in Manchester, report when ready for descent.
23 right in Manchester, we'll report ready for descent, lot 885.
Air China 318, climb now, level 290. Climb to level 290, Air China 318.
All right.
Good evening, EC 62 Kilo Lima.
So we can go back to looking at the chart.
EC 62 Kilo Lima, hello, no speed restriction, climb now, level 150. Squawk ident.
So 29,000 by op-ed, so that's 10,000 feet. So that's going to be about 40 miles or so.
London Control, good evening, Speedbird 502.
So we want 40 miles out from op-ed.
Speedbird 502, hello. Mr. squawk code 5156.
So
squawking 5156, Speedbird 502.
All right, I've got a point roughly set where
502.
we'll start our descent.
On the Rockford 1 hotel arrival, expected 27 left, when ready, descent level 270.
Rockford 1 hotel for 27 left, when ready, descent flight level 270, Speedbird 502.
About to process 037, turn left.
So we're going to start descending in about 60 miles.
120 degrees. 120.
Shamrock 1963, back in cockpit and flight level 140 reached.
So let's go through our things. So we've been monitoring the instruments.
Shamrock 1963,
fuel is checked and good. Radios are set. Autopilot set. Lights as required. We have the ATIS information. Altimeters are set. We got the altimeter information. Like I said, radios are set. De-ice not required. And we are waiting for our top of descent.
Service 159er, welcome to East Midlands, taxi via Alpha, send of choice, frequency change is approved, ciao alla prossima.
Via Alpha, send on our choice, grazie mille, buona serata, ciao.
Speedbird 270 requesting further descent.
So
Quebec 273, fly direct
if you do
Ocam,
fly,
level 130.
I would recommend either Ave or VATSIM.
130 direct Ocam.
As I've said before, I use Aveo for Europe. Tends to be more coverage, and VATSIM for North America tends to be more coverage through them over there. So one or the other or both, it's fine. It really does add something to it, and it's pretty cool when you've got real people, not only on ATC, because if I look up the stats at the moment, there are 148 controllers on around the world, and currently 1,176 pilots flying at the
Speed 49er, you're leaving control zone, radar service terminates, frequency
at
changes
this
approved,
particular
squawk
time,
2000.
which is pretty cool.
Air China 318, climb level 390.
Climb to level 390, Air China 318. Trading level 150, ATC 2 kilo Lima.
ATC 2 kilo Lima, continue climb level 250.
I'm in level 250, ATC 2 kilo Lima.
So once we get up to the
50, so continue descend level 150.
coast of Kent,
150, speed base 50.
North to Cecil 037, turn right, heading the
see, when we
200
get
degrees to establish a
up
left
around
runway
here,
20.
we're going to start our descent.
200 by the right to establish a left runway 20.
And as I mentioned at the start of the stream, we are flying into Manchester, which is a custom airport, third party, currently under development, but even what they've done now is light years beyond what the default airport looks like, and it's only getting better as improvements come to it. So it should be pretty nice arrival when we get there. Just going to jump in, check the ATIS, see if they've updated anything. It's info Charlie now, so that's what we should have. And 23 right. Yep, everything's good there. So 43 minutes out according to our estimated arrival time, and we are about 30 miles out from our descent point. Hey, Mako Simulations, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Hope everything is well with you.
Good evening, Easy 909er, currently climbing through 10,000 feet for 19,000 feet.
Hello, Easy 990, continue climb level 250. Expression 220, my mistake, 220.
I don't know if you heard just before I saw your name, but I was singing the praises of Manchester Airport. So it's going to be really cool coming in. It's overcast apparently on the weather, so breaking through the clouds and seeing it all illuminated should be pretty nice.
North to set, so runway 23 right, FASLN, surface wind 200 degrees, 5 knots.
So we're about 20 miles out from top of descent. We can ignore the top of descent marker on the ND.
Confirm your final flight level 330, proceed direct to seated.
Alright, he seems to be getting louder the closer I get.
Feedback 273, descend level 80. 80, full speed 273.
So our arrival today into Manchester is on the Rosun 1F, and then we will be doing the ILS for runway 23 right.
27 left in Heathrow, Logan to hotel arrival.
27 left and
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We've been chasing this beautiful orange sky sunset the entire way from Warsaw. It's been pretty nice to watch. Unfortunately, when we get lower down, that's going to disappear rather quickly, but it is what it is.
Speedbird 273, contact Heathrow director, frequency 119 at decimal 730.
Oh, no, I was not aware of that.
Switching 119 decimal 73, 273.
It decided to go offline on me, so hang on, let's see if I can miss that completely.
London Control, hello, Air France 12 Juliet Bravo, climbing flight level 240 and direct Logan. Air France 12 Juliet Bravo, expect 27 left in Heathrow, continue climb level 240, Logan to hotel arrival.
There we go, got her back up and running.
Logan to hotel arrival, runway 27 left, continue 240 Air France 12 Juliet Bravo.
Yeah, the virtual airline I fly for flies the CRJ out of Birmingham, so when Aerosoft releases that, I'm looking forward to flying it out of Birmingham, and of course using your airport for that. Alright, it's about time to start our descent. London Control, lot 885, ready to begin our descent.
Lot 885, descent level on 200.
Flight level 200, lot 885. Alright, so we start down. Or as they say, flight level 200. We are going to do the 1800 foot per minute descent. And
contact ground 121.850.
We'll start rolling the speed back. Of course, we'll have to keep an eye on that to prevent overspeeding.
502, descend level 90, direct Oakham.
Direct Oakham, descending level 90, speed with 522.
Well, that's good to hear. You've done great work on Manchester, so I'm looking forward to seeing Birmingham.
119, 730, speed with 502, good day. London Control, good day. This is for English 034, squawk 4456 on climb out of Heathrow, 5000 feet 4, flight level 380.
Powerline 1034, hello, no speed restriction, climb now level 150.
So once again, the
climb level
restrictions
150 for English 034, no speed restriction.
Where's my approach plate? So odd bed is 29, not an issue. Goals, the one we've been given the direct to, is 17,000 feet. We'll have to see that. By the time we hit the Rosan VOR, we got to be down to about 7,000. So we'll see how he does controlling us in. Big thing's going to be speed control as we descend down. As I've mentioned before, the Mach number is dependent on altitude and air density, and the denser the air, the higher the Mach number is in relation to indicated airspeed, which means as you descend at a set Mach number, the lower you get, the faster you're going to go. So you can already see it starting to creep up on the speed tape there, so you end up starting to speed up if you're not paying attention to it. So we'll just keep clicking her down as we go. Just rearranging my desktop here. Problem with modern sims, you get so many things that are open from, in my case, this.
Control UPS 195 Heavy with you, sir.
Hello to UPS 105, squawk ident, report your passing altitude.
Right now, reaching 2,000 feet, passing 2,000 feet.
UPS 105, squawk ident, climb now level 140.
Copy that, squad ident for level 140, UPS 195 Heavy.
Anyway, from the Aveo software to the streaming software to Navigraph charts to flight plans, virtual airline tracking software, there's a lot going on here.
ATC 990, London Control, give you the approach to Jersey. No problem, you can maintain this frequency. Report when ready for descent.
Thank you, good day.
And we'll just keep slowly edging the speed back. 260, 270 should be good. Alright, we are through 30,000 feet, so we'll tell them in the back to get their seatbelts on and get ready for the landing. Or the approach and landing. Get rid of the map for now as well.
London Control, good afternoon, runway 3100. Hello, runway 3100, continue climb level 350. Runway 3100, climb to 350.
London Control, good day. This is 527 Heavy. It's 2,500. Climbing for flight level 400.
Hello, for line 027, continue climb level 150 direct to Hampton, Sierra Alpha Mike.
Oh, there's the virtual airline software.
Flight level 150, direct to Sierra Alpha Mike, for unit 027 Heavy.
UPS 195, proceed to direct add kick.
Copy that, proceed direct. UPS 195 Heavy.
So that chain goes off every couple hours just to make sure that you haven't walked away from the airplane and that you are still actually in the cockpit in quotation marks and you haven't started a 10-hour flight and gone to bed. You see our speeds coming up again, so we'll go into knots and we're going to take that down to 280. So we're coming up for the coast. So if you know England, we're going to be coming ashore just north of Sutton-on-Sea. Alford, a little bit further north of Skegness. And I guess the biggest city in the area would be Hull. We're going to be about 25 miles south of Hull when we come ashore. So hopefully this guy vectors us into the runway. We don't have to worry about the actual approach stuff. would be nice, because it is a bit of a mess on this chart. Should have a minute here. Let me bring it up. So as you can see, we come in, we're heading to goals right now. We come up this way to the Rosund VOR, then we're supposed to go across to Bernie and then loop around in this right-hand turn at Bernie to then proceed out roughly this way to pick up the ILS for runway 23. So hopefully he gives us more of a vector around and we can just come straight in. There are hills here though, we got to watch that. So the hills are around 3,000 feet. You can see our maximum or minimum altitude, safe altitudes, 3,500 here in the north, 3,100 here. So there is some hills here that we're going to have to be worrying about. But other than that, it should be straightforward. I've done this approach a few times, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. So there's the coast coming up. We can start seeing it now. The cloud cover that they were saying is not there, although it is a bit thicker further inland. So we'll have to see what it's actually like as we approach. That's that little square of red dots there. That is a wind farm. There's a number of them scattered about. You can really pick them out at night with the lights on. Alright, so we're coming down to 2,000 feet. Should soon get our next step down in altitude. And if you're wondering, it's 2 hours and 4 minutes since we pushed back, and our expected arrival is in 29 minutes. So we're now crossing the coast, and we're about 45 miles away from goals, 48. And that was a 17,000 foot mark, so we're doing pretty good. Still got that faint hint of red there. Local time is 5:30 p.m. So it's definitely getting on to evening here. And with England being so far north, we get shorter periods of daylight during the winter. Although, since December 21st, the days are getting longer. 2 minutes a day, an extra minute in the morning and an extra minute in the evening. And we can start seeing the weird and wonderful routing coming up. And again, this is a continuing problem with the aircraft. We can't get in and modify the star itself because it acts up. So I do have on a moving map a Navigraph chart of the arrival. So if we have to do the arrival ourselves, Without vectors, I will fly it manually. Or at least put in the headings into the autopilot so that it goes where we want it to go. And again, we'd go outside for a look at the aircraft, but it's not a lot to see. There she is. That's big bright spot there is the town of Hull off in the distance. Hazards of flying at night. Well, not hazards. Downfalls of flying at night. We'll put it that way. Alright. $32 miles from goals. See, there's definitely some weather coming up. So in the world of weather radar, green is light, orange is moderate, red is bad, purple is very, very bad. And we got some purple to go through here. So you can see how it's modified the route from what the star actually is. We should go direct to from pole. Just take a look. Yeah, we go direct to pole, then we go to Bernie. Do that right turn around Bernie. Go down to Rosun, and then we would angle out this way and then turn in to catch the ILS. That is the approach. And it's gotten very quiet on the radio. Why am I on that channel? London Control Lot 885. Sorry, my radio got frequency changed on me somehow. Anyway, I'm back on channel.
No problem, Lot 885. Redirect to Rosun, descend now, level 150.
150, direct Rosun, Lot 885. So we'll go 150, start our descent. Again, we're going to run her down as a
London Control, good evening.
VS
1316 at Southampton, stand 4 for startup to Geneva.
And
Swiss 1316, hello.
we're going to do this manually.
Yoke to Geneva by the runway 20. After departure, climb and maintain runway heading up to 4,000 feet. Squawk 1141.
Like that. So there's some of the clouds ahead of us.
To Geneva, runway 20 in use, maintaining runway heading up takeoff, initial climb 4,000 feet and squawk 111. Stop Swiss 1316. Stop Swiss 1316, at push and start is approved, call for taxi.
So that must have been when I did my change on the other thing. It did change the frequency.
034, you're leaving control zone, radar service terminates, the frequency change is approved.
Huh. I wasn't doing that before, so that's interesting. Maybe they updated it.
Sorry, on 034, you're leaving control zone, radar service terminates, the frequency change is approved. Bye-bye.
Roger, thank you very much for your amazing control. See you next time. Unit 034, greetings from Colombia. Bye-bye.
Thank you, bye. Easy 49 Romeo Papa. Continue descend altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1025. Fire on 027 and continue climb level 400.
I was wondering why the ATC got really quiet there.
I'm into flight level 400, 027.
So it could be some rain off there to the right.
London Control, good evening, Speedbird 2713, Airbus 320, flight level 340, inbound rep 2.
So I'm going to change our heading so that we are actually
2173, hello,
tracking to the waypoint.
6272. Squawk
There we go.
6272, Speedbird 271.
Got a slight right headwind, which is pushing us, or crosswind.
900, Air France 12 Juliet.
There we go.
12 Juliet Bravo, contact Heathrow director, frequency 119.730. 119.730, Air France 122 Juliet Bravo, bye, thank you. Lot 885, descent level 900.
900 for lot 885.
Bel Air 914 Papa, descent level 140. 140, 914.
So we're going to bring the speed back to 250, and we're going to start our descent to 900.
Farallon 027, you are leaving control zone. Radar service terminates, frequency change is approved. Bye-bye.
So you can see our speed's kind of high, even though we're in thrust idle. So out come the speed brakes. Get us slowing down a little bit here.
Farallon 027, you are leaving control zone.
LDR in flight, good to see you. Thank you for the sub. Very much appreciate it. You're joining us at the end as we are on our arrival into the Manchester area. As you can see, there's some weather, some clouds, some possibly rain ahead. But it's been a good flight. We left Warsaw a couple hours ago. Sorry if I'm a little delayed seeing the chat, trying to track everything and fly this airplane single-handedly when it is a two-person cockpit.
Bel Air 914 Papa, contact Dublin 121.1.
114 Papa, thank you for service and balance that.
Lot 885, descent level 70.
Level 70, lot 885.
Lot 885, manual to Abrius, turn left heading 260, vector for straight in approach runway 23 right.
Turning left, 260 straight in for 23 right. There's 260. And we're picking up some ice, so anti-ice, come on. Engine 1, cooperate. Come on. So there's 10,000 feet, so while we're here, landing lights will come on. Strobe lights are already on. We'll put taxi light on now. Runway turn-offs on, and landing systems on both sides.
Let's proceed runway 27 from Bristol Beacon.
So we'll just do a quick check on the ILS. 109.5. 109.5 is set, and we are going to activate our approach. So 10,000 foot check, speed checked, landing lights are on, landing systems are on, fuel quantity is checked, confirmed flaps up, gears up.
Easy 19 Mike uniform, you're clear to Cabo di Chino via the Bogdan 1 Mike departure from runway 26 left, squawk 1144.
Alright, so I'm going to go to terrain radar on my side to clear the weather. and let me see things better.
Clear anomaly, we have the broken 1 mic departure out of Runway 26 left, and we're squawking 1144, easy 91 mic.
And I leave the train, or the weather radar on the other side.
$59 Mike uniform, push and start is approved, call for taxi.
We'll go easy 91 mic uniform.
So the intercept point is starting to come up. So it's only 20 miles out. So I think at this point, I'm going to bring the speed back to 230. Speed control is important. You don't want the aircraft to get ahead of where you are mentally.
Caribbean Wings 755, you are leaving control zone, roll service terminates, frequency change is approved.
Frequency change, Caribbean Wings 755, thank you.
Yeah, we're definitely
Slot
getting...
885, descend altitude 4,000 feet, Manchester QNH 1022.
4,000 feet and 1022, lot 85. So,
Slot 885, 5 degrees by the right, on the heading, report localizer established 23 right.
Turn right 5 degrees and we'll report established 23 right, lot 885.
So, Indonesia 001 with you
5 and
4,000 feet, landing for ladder 4330 on departure.
Down we go.
Ready, next goodbye.
And the speed brakes are out.
Indonesia 001,
I'm going to bring them all the way out now.
Climb now, level 170.
Level 170 for Indonesia 001. Thanks.
So our speed is holding. And now going to go into
Beware 2713, we're ready to descend.
manage mode on the speed.
2713, descend level 270.
So that's going to bring us down to 210 knots.
Descend 270, beware.
So seatbelt signs are on, radios are set, speed is established at 210 knots, landing lights are on, taxi light is on, ground spoilers are in use, and auto brakes will be set to low. So when we get down to 4,000 feet, the auto brakes will go into ground spoiler mode, armed, for landing. So again, not much to see. We're in the clouds, and as you can see, there's the cloud face there. And we're going to be making the turn in the depth of the clouds. It'll thin out a little bit as we get towards the airport, and the ceiling for the cloud base was reported 1,100 feet. So that should give us about a 500-foot clearance underneath down to the runway. Alright, so that's coming in. Speed brake, the spoilers come in. Speed brakes are armed. So we're green on the terrain, so we're not worried about running into anything down here. We're out of the clouds for now.
London Control, good evening, Silver 144.
Silver 144, what's the message?
Alright, so localizer identified, India November, 109.5. 20 miles out from the localizer, we have
runway 20. After departure from runway 20, climb
localizer and glide slope
to
reading.
4,000 feet. Your score code is 1152.
Clear Geneva, scope 1152 after departure, climbing runway heading 4,000 feet, Silver 144.
Silver 144, read back is correct.
So given the angle of intercept, we're going to do at about 2.5 miles out. We will engage the approach mode. And that should give us a nice gentle turn onto the track for the localizer.
London Control, good evening, Alpine 13 Yankee Delta.
You can see we're popping in and out of clouds.
Session Quilano, second call sign only.
So everything is set. We are ready to.
1-3 Yankee Delta.
Alpine 1-3 Yankee Delta, hello, passage.
Yeah, we're ready to do everything we got to do.
Alpine 1-3 Yankee Delta, okay to Geneva. After departure from runway 20, climb and maintain runway heading up to 4,000 feet. Squawk 1147.
There's that. So approach mode is armed. Flaps going to 1. Speed's going to come back to 180 knots. We are now turning onto the localizer.
Back to 713, descend level 130.
Lock star, and we have glide slope coming in.
Level 130.
14 miles out.
To Geneva, after takeoff climb 4000 and squawk 1147, Alpine 1-3 Yankee Delta.
Alpine 1-3 Yankee Delta, that's correct. Runway is 20, report ready for start and push.
I'll call you back when I ready.
Glide slope's coming down, localizer's coming in.
Indonesia 001, fly direct at Dover, climb now level 330.
Level 330, Boeing Indonesia 001.
Alright, glide slope is blue. Glide slope is captured. London control lot 885 established on the localizer 23 right.
Lot 885, runway 23 right, clear to land, surface wind 200 degrees, 5 knots.
Clear to land 23 right, lot 885. Alright, we got our landing clearance. We're good to go. We are now about 10 miles out. Get that wind pushing us from the right, so we're slowly coming in on the localizer. Airport elevation is 257 feet. The runway touchdown area where we're landing is 249 feet. And our decision height is 680. Which, like I said, we should have about 500 feet from when we break out of the clouds to our decision height, and then another couple hundred feet down to the runway. Not foreseeing an issue at this time.
London, very good evening, runner 1687, passing 2 towers and 800, climb level 60.
Runner 1687, hello. Climb now level 170, squawk ident.
7 miles out.
170 and squawking ident, 1687.
Gear down. Oop, gear down. And we have the runway in sight.
Easy for runway Papa, runway 27, clear to land, surface wind 260 degrees and 9 knots.
Gear down 3 green. Flaps 2.
Thank you, runner 1687, reaching level 90, proceed direct up to.
When reaching 90, direct up to runner 1687.
London Control, hello Air France 8089, leaving 378, flight level 370, climbing 380, inbound Slovakia.
There we have Manchester ahead of us.
Hello Air France 089, Alessandro squawk code 4741.
Speed is coming down.
Squawk 4741, Air France.
Flaps full. Our flaps 3.
Air France 089, thank you. Proceed direct at Penil. Continue climb
Speed
level
is 150, flaps full.
Continue climbing 30, direct to climb Penil, sorry, Air France 089.
So there she is, folks. Manchester Airport laid out there in front of us. The cloud level has gone up. Remember I said when we took off that was the forecast.
91, Mike uniform, request
It's looking good.
Speedbird 991.
So landing gear checked out, autopilot as required, go around altitude is set, auto thrust is required, landing memo, no blue.
West taxi via de Lima, Papa.
We are good to land.
Bravo. Lima, Papa. Alpha Sierra, holding point Alpha 2.
And that's 900 feet.
We're taxiing via Lima, Papa Bravo Alpha Sierra to Alpha 2, Easy 91 Mike uniform.
It's nice seeing all the taxiway markers and edge markers properly in position. Looks really nice. And you can make out the orange lighting over there on the north ramp. Yeah, typical Manchester weather. Well, typical fall English weather, actually. All right, 100 above.
Silver 144 ready for startup and pushback.
Landing.
Silver 144 with caution, start and push is approved. Call for taxi.
Push and start approved, Silver 144.
Lot 885, welcome to Manchester. Contact ground, frequency 121.850, not it back. Easy 49 Romeo Papa, welcome to Bristol. You can taxi to gate of choice via Golf.
And
bye-bye.
Reversers are on.
Taxi via Golf to
A little bit of a hop there. Keeping around the center line, that's 80 knots. 60 knots. Reversers are off. And we'll take the high speed.
Level 9 outside of speed, 2713. Jet star run 660, descend level 120.
And we're going to pull up here past the line and clean up the aircraft and contact ground.
Jet star 660, descend level 120.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Manchester. The local time is 5:54 p.m. and it's currently about 5 degrees Celsius. You can now use your
Contact ground on 121.850 for lot 885. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Runner 1687, continue climb level 290.
This is your final destination. Thank you for flying with us. If you're making a connection, we encourage you to check your itinerary to ensure a smooth continuation of your journey.
Manchester ground, lot 885 with you, looking to taxi to Pier Bravo.
Union follow 885, taxi Bravo Alpha, Juliet Echo, and go to stand 7 for me on Pier Bravo.
Taxi Bravo, Alpha, and I missed the last part of that, but I did get gate 8.
Yes, Alpha, then Bravo, Juliet Echo to stand 9, lot 885.
Roger. Alpha Bravo and Juliet Echo to stand 9 for lot 885. Let's just pull this up so I can see Alpha Bravo, Juliet Echo to stand 9. I see where he's taking me. Okay. That's all good. So let's get the aircraft cleaned up so they come up. Radar comes off, radar comes off, PWS comes off, transponder will go to standby, lights will come off, taxi lights on, runway turnoff lights are on, APU will kick on and get that up and going, and we are good to start our taxi. Flight director and landing systems will come off as well. And we are 5 minutes early. Very nice. All right, this is Alpha and Bravo starts right after this turn. And there she is. That looks excellent. I'm gonna little bit of frame stutter. Those clouds are a killer. I have them on ultra. They do act up sometimes. Oop, that's not what I wanted. I've already zoomed in all the way on the taxi map. You can see we don't have taxi lights sticking in the ground in the middle of your taxi routes, and everything's properly marked, and those hangars over there. I do have a video coming out in a week or two where we're going to take a closer look here at Manchester Airport as part of a flight we're doing down towards London. So it will be an interesting look at it. Before we take off, we're going to look around and look at some of the buildings and check some of the things out. So I'm going to go over here to parking stands, and I want 9, which is the third one in. We got to get by all the stuff that's sitting out here. All right, there's 15. You can see the road. Excellent. You don't even have to count anymore. There's the ground markers. There's 11. And the next one will be 9, which is the one we're going to be going in. There we go. So we'll begin our turn. Let's see if we can judge where we're supposed to stop here. I would say somewhere in the area of about there. Alright, so parking brake on. And before we blind everybody on the ground, let's get these lights shut off. Have I got ground power available? I do. So, parking checklist. Parking brake is on, thrust levers are at idle. Ground contact has been made, ground operations are in place, electrical power is established, engine masters are off. Let's get some, stop doing that. Get the dome light off, there we go, or the dome light on. Nav lights, beacon lights off, nav lights will stay on, strobes will come off, should have been off already. Anti-ice is all off. And the passengers are off, and let's get the jetway out. No ramp is available. Alright, that's fine. Doesn't matter. They're getting off anyway. So flight directors are off. APU is not required. Fuel pumps will come off. And everything else is good. And there's the ground spoiler bug. Let's see, they're supposed to auto retract. There they go down. Oh well. Well, here we are in Manchester, folks. As you can see, it is an amazing looking airport. Thank you very much for joining us, joining me on the flight. Yeah, Matt, he certainly has done an excellent job. It is great flying in and out of here. It really adds to the sim. Our next flight, let me just do this here. Let's use the right keyboard. Our next flight is next weekend. It's on, I believe it's on Saturday. And it is a long-haul flight in the 787 Dreamliner. We're flying from London Heathrow down to Johannesburg. So times are there. It's going to be a long flight, but it should be a good one. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
There's a car seat up there.